Okay, good to see everybody. Really appreciate you being here. We're excited about the upcoming challenge, and Sunday Night Football in Baltimore is always something to get up for. So we're looking forward to it against a very, very worthy and good opponent. 11-3 team, obviously fighting for the #1 seed. So, but we're fighting for what we're fighting for as well. So, the opportunity to play a very meaningful game late in December is well earned in this league. So, we're ready, and we'll be preparing all week for that challenge. What questions do you have?
John, do you have an update with Teddy Buchanan?
Yeah, he has an ACL. He'll be out for the rest of the year.
John, Teddy is someone who has improved a lot from the spring until now, played roughly 70% of your snaps any given week. How do you fill the void as far as what he was able to do for your defense?
Yeah, Teddy did a great job, just to see his progress, see him grow as a player. Defense and special teams has just been really fun. I mean, nobody's into it more than he is. He's just great. And he's going to be back next year. Should be back hopefully for training camp, ready to go and ready to kind of build on what he's done. So it's unfortunate, disappointing. It'll be be part of his story, going forward, obviously. But Trent Simpson will take that role. Trent had a really good game, played well, has been practicing great, and every time he's been playing well too. So expect Trent to come in there and just build on what Teddy's been doing, so far, and also what Trent's been doing.
What have you seen from Trent in terms of improvements and progress and so forth to kind of step back into that role? And secondly, how much does being able to move Kyle Hamilton around help as well?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really affect Kyle. Trent plays a will linebacker spot in certain personnel groups, and I think he's done really well. Like I said, he's played great. He played good against the run, played good against the pass, the reps he's had. Really not worried about it at all.
John, just from a bigger picture scale, for Darius Washington to get back in 7 months from Achilles tear and play in a huge game that you guys needed to win, how did you think he came through? And I think he played about 15 snaps. And how meaningful was it to even see him out there, knowing how much he cares? Yeah,
no doubt. That's actually right. Absolutely, how I saw it. I was excited for him. He and I had a conversation on the sideline sometime in the third quarter just about that very thing, and how meaningful and how cool it was that he was out there playing. And he's playing really well and flying around, making tackles, doing what AD does. I just always have loved the way he plays. So it's a big boost for us. It gives us another playmaker on defense, another high-energy guy, fly around and do what he does.
There was a lot made about revisiting the facility last week. I don't know how much inspiration you provided. I think it was after you spoke, Marlon had said something about Ed commented on the junk food in the meeting rooms or something like that. I thought you had changed the whole health kick around here.
Is that a question or what? Oh, I'm not. Please, elaborate on the question.
What are you referring to about with the junk food in it? Do you have any
idea?
I
have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. There's snacks around here and there. I mean, yeah, whatever. You got snacks in your house?
Yeah, I don't play in the NFL. I have a lot of junk food. A lot of junk food.
Okay, I can tell. I ate junk food too. I had a Snickers bar today already. It was great. Post lunch, like a dessert kind of. It was amazing.
No, it was just something that stuck out afterwards about the impact that Ed had and going in the meeting rooms and stuff of that. So that didn't catch your attention.
It did not.
What do you think, whatever, 24 hours now removed from that game, what do you think the impact of it being here and just having a guy like that ilk talk to these guys and so forth?
Yeah, and probably, I mean, no probably direct correlation, just another adding to the kind of the chemistry kind of, it's a reinforcement probably more than anything. It's, the guys we watch tape of Ed a lot, and all those guys, it's kind of something that Zach leans into from a tradition standpoint, and it's really, the system hasn't changed. It's the same basic system. Of course, everything evolves, but you'll see those guys running a lot of the same defensive calls that the guys are running now, so you get a chance to watch Ed do it or Ray do it, or Haloti, and Jarrett Johnson, you know, you get a chance to watch all those great players do what they do. Terrell Suggs. Man, you just keep naming them, you know. It's just incredible. So for Ed to come back and for those guys to get a chance to talk to him, I saw him. The thing I loved about it more than anything, I think the talks were great, but the one-on-ones, I saw him on the sideline during practice one-on-oneing with numerous guys. You know, Malachi was over there just soaking it in. I'm sure he had a bunch of great questions, you know. That's probably the coolest part of it, and probably really, truly the most impactful part of it, I would say.
John, sort of relating to that, you know, Draymond really, I mean, obviously he had a good pass rushing game. He really seemed to bring a lot of attitude to the field, you know, going back and forth with the Bengals a little bit. What kind of factor do you think he can bring in sort of the nastiness to this defense?
I think he's a really good player, physical. You know, you get him on the edge in the pass rush like that. That was a help to us too. You know, T-Rob coming in was, I think, had a big impact on that because he was able to go inside. So you had both those guys out there at the same time, number of times, two heavy-handed pass rushers. That's the biggest impact. I mean, you know, our defensive personality has always been what it is. So he fits it really well. It's kind of why we wanted him. You know, that's why we were excited. One of the reasons we were excited to have him. But he's a good football player. You know, he plays really hard and tough, and he's got good balance. And you know, when he's rushing, stay on his feet, give you the best chance to wrap up a quarterback like Burrow, who's tough to get down. You know, the fact that he didn't really have too many. He had one play where he got out and, you know, hit Chase on the crosser. It was a simulated pressure that we had. We probably should have kept him in there on that one, you know. But when guys can stay on their feet, and like T-Rob, you know, when he got the free runner, you know, he didn't miss it. He made it. Those are the plays that really end up being the difference, you know, I think, in getting quarterback pressures and sacks and things like that.
John, I apologize if this was brought up yesterday, but it was mentioned by Marlon and others that the Friday practice was more intense than usual, or he was sore than usual. Is that true? Was that a conscious choice?
I don't know if it's true or not. We practiced great. We had our most efficient practice. Probably 3 practices last week. I told the guys that. I thought they were the 3 best practices we had. I told them that on Saturday morning.
Well, it wasn't a conscious choice to be
No.
more intense.
We practice hard all the time. That's how we do it.
You're going to be focused on preparation with the Patriots tonight, with the Steelers playing also tonight. And much attention to devote to that game while you're looking at the Patriots?
Of course. You know, looking at it with great interest. Of course, you have to. You know, it's part of the fun of this whole thing. You know, it's exciting to watch these games. You know, it's bottom line is we got to take care of our business. You know, we understand that. So, not sitting there on pins and needles. You know, you just assume that you got to take care of your business. It would be a stretch for us not to have to win out. So, we'll plan on that, and that's what we're going to have to try to do.
John, do you have an update on Cheeto's foot?
Yeah, we'll know more as the week goes on. It's not like a Bliss Frank or anything like that. Did you see the play? If you see it on, maybe you'll see it on TV. But he was covering that seam route by Gesicki and did a great job on the play. But then as he was finishing up, he got his foot caught in the netting. It was kind of laying on the ground underneath it, you know, the field goal back netting. So got caught up in that. It kind of grabbed his foot a little bit. So we'll see how it goes as the week goes on.
I'm sure some of it was just kind of like the way the game played out and such, but you guys have talked about, and I guess you were efficient when you look at the yards of the play, but only the 41 offensive plays yesterday, and I think you guys are averaging 57 for the year. What would you like to see to just get more plays offensively from week to week?
Well, you got to, you know, convert on third down. You know, stay on the field. You got to not turn the ball over. Stay on the field. Extend drives, things like that. That's really the bottom line. You know, we took ourselves off the field more than anything probably, but you know, they made a couple nice plays. We had a really nice little play action lined up there at the 50-yard line in like the third quarter, and double move after we'd run the ball really well, and they just covered it really well. I mean, and then they got pressure on us. You know, they just had a couple really good rushes right at that time. Then we took a sack, and then we were trying to really trying to push it back and get the first down, get in the field goal range, and we ended up getting 2 more sacks because, you know, we're trying to make a play there. So, you know, you're really not. You want Lamar to be aggressive there and try to find a way because he can do it. And the worst case here is you have to punt. So, but that got us off the field, for instance. So it's just those kind of things. We had a boot. We were running the ball well. We had a boot, the second play of a drive in the first quarter. That just, you ran right upfield on it, made a great play. So those are the things that just, you get behind the chains. I think Lamar said it yesterday, he calls it GBOT, or get back on track. Those are long yardage when you're behind the chains type situations. And those are the ones that really have caused us trouble, and like any team, like any offense. So you try to stay out of those as much as you can. But you want to be aggressive with the play action, the boots and things like that when you're running the ball. So I'd like us to just be, find a way to stay on the field more. I mean, part of that's the defense scores in the fourth quarter, for just being honest about it. The defense scores, and they're back on the field. And that was bookended by two long Bengals drives. They had the long drive all the way down to the red zone. We get the touchdown on defense. Then they decide that they're going to try to run the game out at that point instead of going 2 minutes or anything like that. And had another kind of long drive, So then we got them stopped on fourth down. So that offense was not even on the field fourth down, except for basically 2 plays. We got the first down, then it was victory. That was our fourth quarter. So, but still, maybe what would have been 50, 55 plays if it had been normal. You still want more than that. So it just comes down to us. Keep extending the drives and just execute just as well as we can. And score as many points as we can.
John, it looked like Lamar checked into the play that led to the Rasheem touchdown pass and really read the blitz well. Is that a sign to you that he's sort of regaining his confidence at the line of scrimmage and, the sync with him and the offense is just looking better in recent weeks?
Yeah, I really don't look for signs that way. It's not really I think about it, honestly. I mean, we were always chasing those kind of plays, and I think we had 25% of our, you mentioned the low number of plays, but 25% of them were explosives, That's pretty amazing. So that was one of them, and we did have some big runs and some big passes, some, Zay made a crazy catch in the 2-minute drive. Mark made another crazy catch in a 2-minute drive. I mean, those are the things we're capable of. So more than anything, to me, it's just going to kind of keep extending. So the big plays probably are another reason why maybe we're not. But you don't want to have to be an offense that has to go, 3 yards in a cloud of dust all the way down the field either. You have to make big plays to do it. I'd like to be able to extend drives, as much as anything. That's really the biggest thing. So.
John, along those lines, I know it's like even last year it wasn't a big part of your game plan, but the RPO that Lamar hit to D-Hop, have you guys just de-emphasized RPOs in general from last year to this year?
No, we have not. We've been running them. Yeah.
John, did Ronnie get out of the game okay? I know. By the time
we'll see. He got sore. He's sore, like a lot of guys. I mean, you hear 3 weeks left. There's different little things. He's another guy that we'll be looking at through the course of the week, see where it's at.
You already said the Patriots are a very worthy opponent. When you start to look at Drake May and the problems that he presents, what are the top things on the list?
Big plays, I think, is the biggest thing when you look at their offense. They've just had a bunch of big plays. I mean, big runs. Got a rookie running back that's fast and explosive. You better have your angle set up on him, and they're physical, obviously. And then May's made some nice throws, and he runs. Sometimes he runs around, but he's made some big throws and play actions and things like that. So, kind of a big play offense that can run the ball. That's a combination that you have to be concerned about.
I think you're going to end up playing, I mean, it's forecasting, but 3 night games. Have you commented on the fact that you're playing at night in Green Bay? You just played in the coldest game in Ravens history, but that might surpass that, I guess, in a couple of weeks. But coming up with Sunday night, then you're at Green Bay, and then if things go right, that game also has the potential to end the season at night.
Mm-hmm.
Have you thought about that?
Not really. No, whenever we play, we'll be there. We play when they tell us. Our guys like playing at night, We're looking forward to whenever they tell us to play, we'll be ready to go. We're excited about it.
Yesterday.
It was. I mean, I'm surprised it was the coldest game ever. I thought the Green Bay game, what year was it? When we played up there?
2009 Monday night game?
No, I'm thinking the one later. 17?
No, 17 last time.
That was cold. I remember that was really cold. And then the Denver game, I mean, that was, man. You know, the clothes must be better now. Because I felt good. I had some good stuff, although my wife did some shopping for me. So it wasn't strictly, I apologize to Nike, you know, I know you guys are amazing. Chalk that up in the, you know, the record books there. Marketing.
So underneath there was some
Underneath it
solid-
wasn't Nike, you know, it wasn't Nike. It was like the wool hunting stuff, you know. I mean, I got some amazing stuff now, so.
Bring it to Green Bay.
Yeah, pack heavily.
Did you feel like it affected anything in the game? Like, I mean, any of the, I mean, the balls that weren't caught, like, did you think the cold had anything to do with that or no?
I don't know. Probably better to ask the players. You know, I mean, I didn't have to catch any passes or tackle or block, so I was fine. But the players are the ones that have to do it. I would say this. I mean, just watching the game, I thought our guys handled it great. I mean, I don't think our guys had any issue at all. I don't think our guys even thought it was that cold out there. You know, they were out there getting after it, and you know, I was on the sideline screaming, "It's not even cold out here." You know, where's it cold? You know, maybe just because they had good gear. I don't know, but. The guys didn't even bat an eye. It wasn't even a conversation at all. They were locked into the game. It was business. They were having fun. They were flying around. They were hitting people. They were blocking people. They were running the ball hard. You know, I liked what I saw. You know, and I like the way we're playing. I love our guys. I love the way they compete. I love the way they stick together. They don't let the outside buzz, you know, bother them at all. They don't really care about the silly things that people worry about. They get locked in on what they have to do, and they play their best football that they're capable of playing that day, you know. And it's, you know, you chase perfection. We say perfection is attainable. You know, you can say it. Read your Bible. It says you can be perfect, you know. In any given circumstance, we could run the perfect play. And you know what? There was one play out there, that flip sweep over to the right to Derrick Henry. That was literally the perfect play. Every single guy did the perfect job on that play. I mean, it was a beautiful play. So you can achieve perfection, you know, so you might as well chase it. And that's what I appreciate about our guys.
Not to be a downer.
I was going to drop the mic on that one. I was ready to get up and go, you know. I mean, you know, not to be a downer. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. The elite in, though.
You mentioned
Know thyself, you know.
this team liking the opportunity to play at home under the lights, but you know, some guys have expressed frustration that this team at home this year is only 3-5. And this is obviously your last regular season home game. Just do you chalk that up to kind of the variance of the season? I mean, is it a point of frustration that you guys are 500 at home this year?
No. I mean, you know, I don't even know what you're talking about. You know, point of frustration, no. Guys are locked in for the next game. That's it, period.
Okay.
All right? I mean, seasons go the way they go. You know, you fight the way they fight. You know, I know there's a lot of, you can look back all you want and say, well, this happened or that happened, or where do we stand right now? You can do that all you want. You know, what's that going to do for you? You know, where's that going to take you? You got to look forward. And I look back with a lot of pride. You know, every game we've lost, our guys were fighting like crazy to win it. You know, so no, there's no frustration. I mean, to me, that's made up. You know, yeah, the guys are disappointed. They want to win games, but you can look at every one of those games. The Houston game, probably our worst home game ever, right? That I can ever remember. Our guys were fighting their butts off. The guys that were out there playing, who was playing in the game, right? That game's what it was. You know, the Rams game is what it was. Guys are fighting their butts off in that game too. So those games are history. You know, there's no frustration. There's just opportunity, and that's what our guys are looking at. We'll drop the mic on that.